U.S. launches airstrikes against ISIS camps in northwest Nigeria. Missiles screamed across the sky on December 25, 2025, 4 days ago, as the United States unleashed over 16 Tomahawk cruise missiles against ISIS terror camps in Nigeria's remote northwest. MQ-9 Reaper drones followed, unleashing hellfire on suspected militant positions. The operation lasted hours. The impact would reverberate across West Africa. U.S. Africa Command confirmed multiple ISIS fighters were killed, though exact casualty figures remained classified. The message was unmistakable. Washington would not tolerate ISIS expansion in Africa. ISIS has transformed dramatically since its collapse as a territorial caliphate in Iraq and Syria. Once it ruled cities with millions of residents, issued currency, and operated an international propaganda machine. That Islamic State is gone, destroyed by coalition airstrikes and ground operations. But ISIS didn't disappear. It metastasized into regional franchises across Africa, South Asia, and the Middle East. The Islamic State Sahel Province, ISSP, based primarily in Nigeria, has become one of the most lethal terrorist organizations on Earth. It has conducted attacks across Nigeria, Niger, Cameroon, and Chad, killing thousands of civilians and military personnel. The December 25th operation targeted ISSP strongholds in Sokoto State, Nigeria's northernmost region bordering Niger. Intelligence assessments indicated ISSP was planning major attacks against American interests, regional military installations, and civilian targets. The Tomahawk missiles, fired from naval vessels in the Mediterranean and Atlantic, provided standoff capability. American forces didn't need to enter Nigerian airspace with manned aircraft. The MQ-9 Reaper drones, however, required coordination with Nigerian authorities and provided real-time surveillance and precision targeting. AFRICOM confirmed that multiple training camps, supply depots, and command centers were destroyed. International reactions were muted but positive. Nigeria's government welcomed U.S. support for counterterrorism operations. Regional partners including Niger, Chad, and Cameroon, all fighting their own battles against ISIS franchises, acknowledged the strike as contributing to broader counterterrorism efforts. European allies noted American willingness to maintain counterterrorism focus despite increased great power competition with Russia and China. However, human rights organizations caution that drone strikes and missile operations carry risks of civilian casualties, demanding transparency about targeting procedures. Why does this matter? ISIS in Africa poses direct threats to American interests and regional stability. West African terrorism destabilizes governments, displaces populations, and creates humanitarian crises. For Nigeria specifically, ISSP's operations in the north complicate security, divert resources from development, and perpetuate conflicts that have killed tens of thousands. For the United States, ISSP represents a threat that could eventually metastasize into attacks against American personnel, embassy facilities, or even homeland security. The December 25th strikes demonstrate American commitment to countering the group. But military operations alone cannot eliminate terrorism rooted in poverty, weak governance, and historical grievances. Will continued airstrikes degrade ISSP's capacity to conduct attacks? Or will the group simply disperse into smaller cells and adapt to American tactics, prolonging the terrorist threat indefinitely? The answer depends on whether regional governments can simultaneously address the underlying conditions, poverty, education, governance, that fuel ISIS recruitment and radicalization.